Uh, this is Margaret Ann Windsor. Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers, my married name, is the name that I was given when my uncle George and President Roosevelt in '39 planned that's the year I was born, planned my kidnapping in '41. This is the real King Edward VIII, my dad, uh, who married my mom. This was a double who married Wallace Warfield Simpson. Not my dad. My dad married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. That's my mom. This man's illegal. He sold out his brother. He helped kidnap me, and it is illegal. This is Elizabeth, the illegal monarch that everybody adores, who's part of the New World Order and has helped keep my kidnapping, she thought, under wraps. Come to find out, the press is controlled, the American press. Showed you the double that married Wallace. Now then, I wrote about mind control murders, and this is just one of them here that I'm showing you, the Fort Hood. He was a psychiatrist, and he finished at Virginia Tech, next door to me here. I'm in Roanoke. That's in Blacksburg, where on April 16th of '07, 33 people were killed, and they tried to say the shooter, who shot himself, by the way, was crazy. So this man, they say he's a radical. He was a psychiatrist. This is Eric Rudolph, the Olympic Park bombing and the Atlanta abortion clinic bombing. He was on the Appalachian Trailway at the time when I was trying to live on there. So he was programmed. He's in jail. Now then, the focus has been on, of late, Caroline Kennedy. Her dad, John, her grandfather, Joseph Kennedy, was ambassador to Great Britain in '36 and '46 and helped plan my kidnapping. And that was a mind control when he was shot. The reason one commission covered it up is they'd have to tell about my kidnapping. Okay, I'm going to go over here and try to stand up. I haven't had everything done to me. So now then, here's the people that CNN and the media, especially ABC, has made heroes. They've done specials. Ask yourself why. They're illegal. Little George was named for his great-grandfather that had kidnapped me. You won't find me, if you can see this, on the descendants of King George V. You'll see a lie. You'll see George VI, Elizabeth, and there you see Wallace Simpson. Nothing true about my dad or me. I hope I'm holding this up. This is my Aunt Georgia, and I want to focus just on this for a minute. This is just one of the Century 16 Aurora, Colorado shooting with James Holmes. He's in a mental institution being treated for a non-existent, illness, because mind control is not a mental illness. You have to stop the programming. To give them psychotic drugs is the sickest. How can you say it? They're terrorizing him. They're torturing him. And they're afraid to say anything. This is the implantable biochips. This is about Timothy McVeigh, who fought for his country, and for that he died. He told them he had a transmitter put up his rear. He did have. Oklahoma City bombing was, he didn't have a motive. It belongs to the agency doing the programming. But let me make this clear. It's not just the agency at all. It's the American people who did it to me, who thinks it's a joke and let it happen. This is the illegal William, and they say he has a chip in him. And it's now, I wrote about this in '77 about mind control, and continued from there on. Project Lucid is the name of the book, and I don't know if that would be classed as the New World Order or not. It's the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, or Lucid. Oh, I'm showing my great bed here. That's a mess. Now that I'm going to try to turn it on me, and I want to focus on the shootings in Kenya, simply because, and I hope I'm fixing this so you can hear me, the Westgate Shopping Center. Okay, the Jews went in there and with their forces. You didn't see any Brits, and that was a British colony. You've got the forces there, the Kenyan forces trained by the USA. Elizabeth was there, and I believe it's '53 when her father, the illegal George VI, died. She became the illegal monarch. Point being, in this you can mass program now that this is all some big sick joke that it was allowed to happen, but it has. By the way, they were talking about, I've told this before, about you can take a plane down like John Kennedy after he visited me up on the Appalachian Trail just for the fun of it to, quote, see how I was living. Let me get it away from here. You can program people to do anything, to go down in a plane, fly it in the mountain. You can have two pilots or two controllers, whichever the case may be. In this case, today on the news, no one died, but it was the pilots that were both snoozing at the wheel. Well, this may have been, it just happened, okay? But I'd have to know their names and other things to know if it was in the patterns. But my point being, you can program people to go to sleep, do anything, commit suicide. And now that I want to go to Rhodesia, which was a colony, and you have to make colony sound bad. You have to make everything sound bad to take it out. Well, that was a British colony. Now it belongs to the United States. They've used the Brits to go in and put the military bases, and my God, they kidnapped me, the monarch. What else can you do to them? But they installed the United States. Andrew Young, who was ambassador to the UN, sent there by Jimmy Carter, brought a lot of industry and money, looking like the good guy, into South Africa, and therefore they control it in Nelson Mandela. Well, there's the diamond mines, et cetera, and just the fact that it's a strategic location there to place your army bases and all this. My point right at the moment is back to this before this video gets too long, and I'm not sure I can upload it right now anyway. I got it right up in that face here because I wanted the sound to be audible. I wanted to ask why the sudden thing on William and Kate. I mean, God, the networks have become press agents for them. The other thing is the sudden by Obama, and by the way, it's a question if he was born in Hawaii or Kenya. Okay, Obama is suddenly, the Kennedys were friends and of the civil rights leaders. They took all mine away and my people's, but hey, before I lose my train of thought here, I'm standing up and it hurts. Now I am going to lose it here. I've been, okay. I want to go back to South Africa here if I've lost you in this train of thought here. It's the first time that's happened. But anyway, my point is I wanted to ask about, I wrote about mind control and the patterns. Now then, in 1977, 78, till I got antifreeze put in the April Fool Day of '80. That's another American joke that you can do it to me. But there was a professor, well, he was head of psychiatry and law at Emory. He was a dear friend. He even mentioned my cases in the back of his book, The Power of Psychiatry. Now, this man was published by Lippincott and All, that very renowned man. By the way, he got killed. Autopsy won't show it in about, I don't know if it's 81, I think it was. But the patterns that started back then, really, that I could piece together, that they were using mind control to murder, was the AIDS started. Of course, it was blamed on starting in South Africa. This goes back to the Center for Disease Control, like it or not. I'm telling things that people don't like to hear. So they just want me, they think if I went away, it'd be over. And before I run out of time, those were done in patterns. The first, I think it was 8 names that were listed. And I'm not sure they weren't names that, a few of them from the United States, but that was back in 80, 81. So anybody can go back to the timeline. So now then, the First Lady Bush, Laura Bush, I saw it briefly where she, and I believe I'm right, correct, other First Ladies are going to South Africa, and they're going to take all this equipment, and they're going to go in and with drugs and pharmaceuticals or like that, won't they? So they're looking like the good guys. They never mentioned the Brits that died, and that was a colony, and who, hey, if all these people don't know this, that are in Congress, presidents, et cetera, you should ask yourself, are the media, are they just lying, or what's wrong if they don't know all this? So Laura Bush, has twins. Twins are spreading all this, the patterns and stuff. And one of them either works for NBC or CBS, I'm not sure, is a correspondent. Now then, the other thing is the Hillary Clinton suddenly appearing, new hairdo and all. And her daughter Chelsea, she was on Piers Morgan. She's looking so sweet and fine. She's married to a Jew. Go back and see the treaties that were made after I was kidnapped. And I hope one day you all have to look at what was done to me, and is it still being done. The other point is, why the sudden, wow, they're on TV, they're suddenly being touted as, well, the other thing is Chelsea Clinton made a statement. By the way, she went to Oxford. I didn't. She made the statement that she would, why she most admired her father was because he held the treaties, helped with the treaty. She didn't use this word, but it was to take away Northern Ireland from the Brits. See, they, what does that say to you, people? You're not listening, or you don't care, or what? I mean, that was giving it away. I think that was Bennett or Mitchell. I can't remember. But the other one that I wanted to tune in on was, well, right at the moment I can't think. There was somebody, one of the other daughters, or I'm going to have to sit down. I'm hurting, and this is going to be too long anyway. Okay, there was